Hello everyone and welcome to my World Card Making Day special. This is a special set of cards that you can get in for free. I will mail them to you for free by shopping in my online store. You will need to use this host code when you shop in my online store to qualify to receive these cards. Your order needs to be over at $70 or above before tax and shipping. And with that host code. Now, the only caveat to that is if your order is $150 or more, please do not use the host code. You will receive Stampin Rewards, but I will still send you my card making day, my World Card Making Day thank you package. So you're going to get supplies to make 6 cards. They are gorgeous cards. I'm going to show you exactly what the little package looks like, and then we're going to make the cards pretty quickly here. They're simple cards, but they are gorgeous. So when you place your order over $70 in my online store using that host code, I will mail you next week, probably on Tuesday, a kit that looks like this. It's going to come all wrapped up. It's even going to come with a little paper with a QR code that's going to lead you directly to this video. You're going to get 4 sheets of the All About Autumn DSP. This has been such a popular DSP, and currently it is unavailable right now. Your 4 sheets will probably be different than what's in this package, but you're going to get 4 sheets. They're all going to be different, and you're going to use these for your cards. You're also going to get 6 envelopes for your cards. These are all very vanilla envelopes, so they're going to coordinate with your cards. You're going to get 2 very vanilla card bases. You're going to get 2 early espresso card bases. You're going to get 2 Cajun Craze card bases, and you're going to get 2 pieces of very vanilla that are 4 1/4 or 4 by 5 1/4. You're also going to get 4 pieces of very vanilla that are 2 1/2 by 3/4. You're going to get 2 punched out labels from the Modern Label Tag Punch in very vanilla, and then in Copper Clay and Early Espresso you're going to get this little square punch out, and you're also going to receive an entire strip of these speckled dots. These are currently unavailable right now. They're not scheduled to be back until November, so these are kind of an exclusive little gift you're going to get. So you're going to get all of this in your card kit. So all of this will come to you in that little package with the QR code for the video, and you're going to use all of these to make the cards. So I'm going to show you how to make the cards, how to do all the cutting and assembling of the cards. You can use any stamp sets that you have. We are just using greetings for these cards, so you can use any stamp sets that you have. You will need an embossing folder for the cards too, because you will be embossing one piece. Now the embossing is optional. I will actually not be doing the embossing on my cards for today, and actually I need to pull out these card bases. We're actually going to use these today. I actually won't be doing any embossing for mine today, so you can choose to do the embossing or choose to leave that off. So let's just go ahead and jump right in. We're going to cut all of our DSP before we do all of our assembling. So I'm going to set all of my card bases and envelopes off to the side. And we're going to do our cutting. So go ahead and look at your DSPs. So these are the 4 that I have for this one, and choose the 2 that you like this side, the picturesque side. Choose the 2 that you like the best. And I think definitely this one, and I think actually I love these leaves, so I'm going to go with these. And then the other 2 you're going to use, oh, that works out perfectly. The other 2 you're going to use the metallic side. So just mix and match, figure out what you have that's going to work with what you want. Okay, so let's go ahead and, you know what, now that I'm looking at these, because I'm thinking about nope, I'm going to leave it. Okay, so we're going to go in and trim these. Now, if you have a directional pattern, like my cards here, I have an actual directional pattern. There's a path, there's a tree. You want to make sure that everything's correct. You don't want to make sure it's on its side. Make sure you start with your directional pattern. We are going to cut these at 5 1/2, so you want to make sure that your directional pattern is going the long way at the 5 1/2. These don't really have a directional pattern, so I'm not going to worry too much about these. These little 1/2-inch strips, feel free to save these. Use these on a card. We're not going to use them on these cards. We can use them on the inside of a card or whatever you want. I'm cutting these 2 at a time, by the way, too. I didn't mention that. So once you have it at 5 1/2, we're going to cut these in half at 3 inches. Okay, so this is going to be for one of our cards. So we have these ready to go. So I just stacked them up with each of theirs together. So we'll set those aside for now. We'll come back to those. Now for the metallic ones, we are going to cut these. I gotta look at my notes here. We're going to cut these at 5 inches. So the directional pattern doesn't matter too much for this one. So because of the metallic sides don't really have a directional pattern, but if you're mixing these up and you're using the picture side for these, make sure that you cut them 5 inches tall for your directional pattern. And then we are going to cut at 1.5, and we're going to do that 3 times. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so these are going to be for our very vanilla cards. So we have 3 of each of these strips. They're 1.5 by 5.5. Again, if you have that directional pattern, just make sure it's going up and down. Okay, now we have this 1.5 inch strip left, and I am just going to cut this in half at 3/4 of an inch. Perfect. And then we are going to match these up with the other DSP pieces. Okay, so let's pull out these other DSP pieces. Let's pull out all of our card bases. So we have our very vanilla card bases, and then your very vanilla pieces that are 5.25 by 4. Those are going to go with these, and I'm going to separate these. So you're going to get 2 of one and 1 of the other, and then 2 of one and 1 in the other. So I hope that makes sense. So they're going to be mixed up like this on your card. So I hope that makes sense. So this will be 1 card base and 1 very vanilla piece for each of these. So I'm just going to separate these into my card pieces. Now again, all of this DSP that you have on the side here, this is all extra, so make sure that you save that. You can always use that. I'm going to put these off to the side just so we don't get confused. And so that is those 2. All right, let's bring in our copper clay card bases, and we'll see which ones line up best. I think this pattern is going to line up best with that one. And our early espresso card bases, this pattern will line up best with that one. So then we want to just kind of look at these and figure out which patterns. I think I'm going to go with these, and then I'm going to use these just like that. So you're going to just kind of mix them up. So these are your 3/4 by 5 inch strips, and these are those are all going to go together. So let's put these aside, and we're going to work on our very vanilla cards first. Now this is where you want to do your embossing. Now for my for mine, I did run it through an embossing folder just for some little added texture. Now you're not going to see too much of that embossing folder. It does add some extra texture. So embossing is optional. If you want to emboss, you're going to emboss your 5.25 by 4 inch pieces. Otherwise, we're just going to adhere them down. And for time's sake today for the video, I'm just going to adhere it down. But if you want to emboss it, make sure that you do that prior to adhering down. So let's work with one at a time. I'm going to put adhesive on the back of all of these strips, all 3 of these. You can use liquid adhesive, or I'm using Stampin' Seal for mine. You can just use whatever adhesive you are most comfortable with. Okay, so we're going to pick these up. Now the one that we have, so we have 2 of one pattern and 1 of the other. So I'm going to set that one pattern aside, and we're going to start with the one that we have 2 of each. Those are going to go kind of on at little angles, just like that. And then this one's going to go right in the middle, just like that. Okay, beautiful. And we're going to do the same exact thing for this one. So let's put all of our adhesive on these pieces. And let's see, come on. All of our adhesive on these pieces. There we go. My Stampin' Seal. This is a brand new one, so sometimes it takes them just a minute to get going. And so for these, we're going to use that copper clay metallic pattern on the outside, and then this one on the inside. This DSP is pretty stunning. There is so much metallic accents to them, and again, you'll get different DSP, possibly. I mean, everybody will get a different selection of 4 DSPs in their kit. Now I'm just going to use some Stampin' Seal to adhere these down to my card bases. If you want to pop it up, feel free to use some dimensionals. These are just going to go directly onto your card bases, just like that. Beautiful. Now you're going to add your greeting. So you're going to use those 2 modern oval punches. Now I've actually pre-punched mine, and I did mine the way I did this. I'm not sure why I assumed I was gonna have the same one. So I actually stamped these in Moody Mauve, which I think is okay. I think it's gonna go, but if you want to stamp them in a different color, stamp them in a coordinating color. Let me show you the stamp sets that I use. I'm going to stick these on real quick. I already have them on dimensionals ready to go. But let me show you the stamp sets that I used. For this one, I used throughout the year. This is in our mini catalog. I used this one, the one that said "You Mean So Much to Me." And for my other two, I used the Autumn Leaves stamp set. Now, this is a stamp set that coordinates with the suite that the DSP is in, but you can use any greetings that are going to fit those oval punches. And then when we get to the other cards that are going to fit those little vanilla pieces, if you have some very vanilla of your own, you are welcome to trim those up and use any greetings you want. But this card is almost done. We are going to just add a little bit of, whoops, I grabbed my wrong take your pick tool. That's the wrong one. We're going to use a couple of these, and I am just going to add 2 to every card. So I think for this one, I think I'm going to tie in that Moody Mauve greeting, and I am going to use, oops, let me grab this off my board. I'm going to use some Moody Mauve for these. So let me grab a smaller one. There we go. Just a couple, just right around that greeting. And I'll do the same with this one, a big one and a little one. Just like that. So pretty. That Moody Mauve, I was worried that the greeting wouldn't work, but I think it does. It's so beautiful. So that is going to be one of your cards. So we'll set those aside, and we'll set our little speckled dots aside. We'll come back to those. All right, let's bring in our early espresso ones. Now our early espresso ones are going to be done the exact same way as the copper clay ones. So we can probably do all of these at once, but we'll work with one color at a time. So on the back of this one, oh, that is gorgeous. I hate to cover that up. I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive and then put this one out about, half an inch, maybe a little bit more. Now it's not going to go all the way to the edge because this is only cut to 5 and this is cut to 5.5, but that little peak of that metallic is really all you need. Okay, we're going to put some adhesive on this, and this is going to go right onto our card base. So this couldn't be easier. And so we're going to do this to all of our early espresso pieces and all of our copper clay ones. So a little bit on the side here. And we'll set that on this one, just like that. And some adhesive on the back of this. Beautiful. This card is stunning. Now, early espresso is a darker card base, so you may need to line it with some very vanilla cardstock or just a lighter paper. Copper clay is a little bit dark, but I think that you can still get away with writing on the inside. But depending on what you want to do. So do I want this side? Do I want this? You know what? I think I want that leather chair. I think that is going to add a really fun accent to this. Okay, come on. I think it doesn't like that slick metallic side. All right, so this one is going to go right on here, just like that. Look at that beautiful fall colors there, gorgeous. All right, and the back of this one, and we're going to do that leather chair again. So fun. Now remember, you can get this card kit for free when you purchase in my online store during World Card Making Day. Now the dates to purchase this, you will have to place your orders between Friday, August 6th, or not August, my goodness, Friday, October 6th, between Sunday, October 8th. That is the only way to earn this kit. This kit is only available for 3 days by making purchases in my online store. Your purchase needs to be over $70 to earn this kit. Now in your kit, you have those little punch squares. You're going to cut them in half. You're going to use half for one and half for the other. And so I am lining up these with my card bases. And so I stamped them in early espresso using that, what is that called? Autumn Leaves stamp set. And then I'm doing the same thing with that copper clay. I just cut that square in half, and you're just going to adhere it on the back of your greeting that you stamped, and I stamped this one in copper clay. So the greeting on the early espresso is early espresso, and this one is copper clay. Okay, let's add some of our dots to finish these. I'm going to add a couple of the copper clay ones here. I think I'm going to do one here, and I'll do a little one down here, and I'll do the same on this one. So we'll do one here. a little one here. And then I think for this one, we're going to go with the green ones. I got that one stuck to my desk. Hold on. Come on. And one here. And here. And then our last card. Finish it up with those little dots. And that completes all six of the cards. Yeah, there's 6 of them, right? All 6 cards, that completes them. They are stunning. This paper really does all the hard work for you. You don't have to do any of that hard work when you have this paper. So that is your set of cards that you're going to make. All the measurements for everything will be listed on the blog post, and there will be a link to that in the video description if you want all the measurements. And if you want this card kit, again, you do need to shop my online store between Friday, October 6th and Sunday, October 8th. You must use the host code in order to get the kit. You need to have a minimum order of $70 for the kit. You will also earn my monthly card kit too. So you're actually going to be sent a total of 9 cards, and you'll get a PDF for how to complete those other 3 cards that feature the fun and festive stamp set. All the details are on my blog, so please head to that link in the video description for all the details on this card kit. Happy World Card Making Day, everyone, and I hope you enjoy these cards. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you later. Bye.